In this video, I'm going to solve question 5 from Gauteng 2019. The question is on Hyperbola grade 12. Okay, so this is the question. Question 5. You have 4 questions to solve and the total is 9 marks. Okay, so let's get started on the next slide. Okay, question 5. Let me get the question again. This is the question. Question 5 from Gauteng 2019. Okay. So question 5, given f of x is equal to this, okay, you are given f of x is equal to this, okay, you can see that this is what you are given. Now 5.1, the question is calculate the coordinate of the x-intercept of f. The question is 2 marks, okay. To get the x-intercept, you let y equal to 0, okay. So f of x is y, you let y equal to 0, right? F of x is equal to 0. This is your y. So you have 0 is equal to what you have there. Okay. You let y equal to 0 to get the x-intercept. Now you carry on. You can now see negative 2 is on its own. You can take it to the left. It becomes 2. This is equal to what you have there. Right? And you carry on. Now what you can do is to do cross multiplication. Okay. Remember, 2 is over 1. Okay, 2 is over 1. Now you can do cross multiplication. You have 2 times x minus 1. 2 times x minus 1. This is equal to 1. There is 1 down there. Times 3. Okay, so you do cross multiplication. You carry on. You have 2 times x. This is 2x. You have 2 times negative 1. This is negative 2. And this is equal to 1 times 3. This is 3. Okay. You carry on. Now you have 2x. This is equal to, when you take negative 2 to the right, now you have 3 plus 2. This is equal to 5. Okay. You carry on. Now what you have to do is to divide by 2 on both sides so that you can solve for x. You divide by 2, you have x. This is equal to, you divide by 2, you have 5 over 2. Okay. So the x-intercept is at x is equal to 5 over 2, okay? And you are requested to get the coordinate form, okay? You have to write it in coordinate form. So this is going to be like this, 5 over 2, and the y-coordinate is 0. Remember, at the x-intercept, the y-coordinate is 0. And the first coordinate is always your x, and the second coordinate is your y, okay? So this is how you have to write it in coordinate form. Okay, now we carry on. 5.2. The question is calculate the coordinate of the y-intercept of f. The question is 1 mark. Okay, to get the y-intercept, you let x equal to 0. Okay, f of x is y. So you have y is equal to what you have there, 3 over x minus 1. So you let x equal to 0. So you are going to have 0 minus 1. Right? You let x equal to 0. So you substitute 0 for x. Now you have 0 minus 1. And then you have minus 2 there. Okay, so you let x equal to 0 to get the y-intercept. Okay, now you carry on. Y is equal to, this is 3 over negative 1. This is negative 3. And then minus 2. So negative 3 minus 2. This is negative 5. Okay, so you have the y-intercept at negative 5. Okay, remember you have to write it in coordinate form. You are requested to get the coordinate. Okay, so this is going to be 0 and minus 5. Okay, so remember at the y-intercept, x is equal to 0. The first coordinate is always x and the second coordinate is always y. Okay, so this is how you write it in coordinate form. Okay, so these are the coordinates of the y-intercept. Okay, so we carry on. Now 5.3, sketch the graph of f in your answer book. Clearly show the asymptote and the intercept with the axis. The question is 3 marks. Okay, we are going to use this space to sketch the graph of f. Okay, let me draw a line here. Now 5.3, the question is to sketch the graph of f, which is a hyperbola. Okay, this is a hyperbola. Let me close this for now. So to sketch the graph of f, we are going to need the x-intercept. So you have the x-intercept, and we are going to need the y-intercept. You have the y-intercept, and you are also going to need the vertical asymptote. Okay, remember a hyperbola has got two asymptotes, a vertical asymptote and a horizontal asymptote. Okay, so the vertical asymptote, to get the equation of the vertical asymptote, you take what you have in the denominator there. You have x minus 1. Okay, so you have x minus 1. You equate it to 0 and you solve for x. Okay, x is equal to, you take negative 1 to the right. Now you have positive 1. Okay, so the equation of the vertical asymptote is at x is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the equation of the vertical asymptote. This is what we have to do always if you want to get the vertical asymptote. You take what you have in the denominator there, you equate it to 0 and you solve for x. Now the horizontal asymptote. To get the horizontal asymptote, you have y is equal to the value you have there. So you have negative 2. Okay, so the equation of the horizontal asymptote is y is equal to negative 2. Now you have all the information that you need to sketch the hyperbola. Okay, so you can use this information to sketch the hyperbola. Okay, so you have your Cartesian plane. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. Okay, you have your x-intercept at 5/2. 5/2 is 2.5. Okay, so this is the x-intercept. This is the x-axis. So 5/2 is 2.5. It's there, right? Okay, and so the coordinate are, you have the coordinate there, 5/2 and 0. Okay, or you can write it as 2.5 and 0. Okay, and you have the y-intercept at negative 5. Okay, the y-intercept at negative 5. This is the y-axis. There's negative 5 there. So this is your y-intercept. The coordinates are 0 and negative 5. Okay, these are the coordinates of the y-intercept. Okay, and you have the vertical asymptote. The equation of the vertical asymptote is x is equal to 1. Okay, this is the x-axis. X is equal to 1. There's 1. So you are going to have a vertical asymptote there, right? Like this. Okay, the equation of this vertical asymptote is x is equal to 1. This is the equation. Okay, and you have the horizontal asymptote at y is equal to negative 2. Okay, this is the y-axis. Y is equal to negative 2. There is negative 2. Okay, so you have the horizontal asymptote at y is equal to negative 2. There, like this. Okay, at negative 2 on the y-axis. Okay, so the equation of the horizontal asymptote is y is equal to negative 2. Okay, you have it there, right? Now you can sketch the graph. You can see the graph is going to be like this. It cuts the x-axis at that point. This is the x-intercept. So it's going to be like this. And the other part will be like this. Okay, it's going to cut the y-axis at that point. Okay, so like this. And the other one is there. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, so this is the graph of f, which is a hyperbola. Okay, let's carry on. Let me draw a line here. And now it's 5.4. Okay, let me get the question again. Question 5 from Gauteng 2019. So this is the question. Now, question 5.4. One of the axes of symmetry of f is a decreasing function. Write down the equation of this axis of symmetry. Okay, the question is 3 marks. Okay, remember the axis of symmetry is a line. Okay, so it is in the form y is equal to mx plus c. It is a line. Okay, so a hyperbola has got two axes of symmetry. One which is a decreasing function and another one which is an increasing function. Please check the lesson on hyperbola grade 12. Okay, part 3 of 6. Okay, please check that video. Okay, since it is a decreasing function, you know that the gradient m or the slope m is equal to negative 1 because it is a decreasing function. If it is an increasing function, the gradient is going to be equal to 1, a positive 1. When it is a decreasing function, it is a negative 1. Okay, remember that. So let's carry on. Let me close this. Now we have the gradient is equal to negative 1. Okay, we can substitute negative 1 inside there. Now this is going to be y is equal to negative 1 times x. This is negative x plus c. so now we need to get the value of c. Okay, we are going to use a point which lies on the axis of symmetry. Okay, this point is a point of intersection for the horizontal and vertical asymptote, and it is also the point of intersection for both axes of symmetry. Okay, so we are going to use this point to get the value of c. Okay, so the coordinates are 1 and -2. Okay, we have the coordinate 1 and -2. So this point lies on the axis of symmetry. Okay, or you can get the coordinate of this point using the equation. You can see from the equation, if you solve for x is equal to 1. Okay, and you have the y coordinate is -2. Okay, so you can get the coordinate of this point, which is the point of intersection, from the graph. This is the point, or you can get it from the equation. Okay, when you solve for x, you have x is equal to 1 and the y coordinate is -2. Okay, so you have two ways to get the coordinate of this point which lies on the axis of symmetry. Okay, we are going to use this point to calculate c. This is the x coordinate, this is the y coordinate. Okay, y is equal to -2. We have -2 is equal to negative x is 1. Okay, and then plus c. Okay, and what is c equal to? When you take -1 to the left, now you have 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is equal to -1. Okay, so you have the value of c. And finally, the equation of the axis of symmetry is y is equal to -x plus c. c is equal to -1. Okay, so this is the equation of the axis of symmetry, the one which is a decreasing function. And we are done with question 5 from Gauteng 2019. Okay, until next time, I will talk to you soon.